talk, resolve, results. We talk, we resolve, we deliver results. HKO, live, talk, resolve, results.
Talk, resolve, results. HKO, live.
Topic time, where we talk about what you think about.
Welcome to Topic Time on the Orange Lounge. I am HKO. Married people who mistreat their partners while being kind to friends and others often do so because they are intentionally or unconsciously maintaining a false positive image in public while reserving their unmanaged stress, insecurities, and toxic behaviors for the person they feel safest with or most in control over. This phenomenon, sometimes called street angel, house devil, or outside gentility, home cry, often involves a deliberate, though sometimes unconscious, decision to manipulate and create a power imbalance. So tonight on Topic Time, we are discussing the question: why do some married people mistreat their partners and yet are extremely good to friends and others? Let's discuss. Alright, welcome back to Topic Time on the Orange Lounge. I have Nana, Miss Philo, and hopefully we can raise Miss B on the line as well. 2 after 9. Let's delve into our discussion proper. You can send us a thought you have towards this discussion to our social media site here. Just search for HKO Live and hit us up there. Or if you are good with typing or sending a voice note for about a minute, you can send us one to 0244883008. Alright, first question: why do people mistreat or are cruel to the ones they claim they love? Nana. Yes, I am paying some. Why?
Yes, you just made it outside gentility, home cry. You know, at times it is not an intention of couple, the husband, the wife, to misbehave towards the partner. Sometimes it's stress. You know, normally when you want to release stress, those who are close to you are the people that you release the stress with. And people normally, it happens whereby, maybe let's take the men for example, because these things normally happen to almost perhaps 60% or 70% are doers of men. If you Jumaba, there's a lot of stress. You know, maybe how you approach issue can also trigger something. How you communicate certain things, certain things that has happened at home. Maybe you are recalling or thinking about what happened at the office. Before you realize, that's where they are coming to give you a complaint of something, or you see, because of the emotion that you are having, they decide to use it on their partners. But when they go out, maybe after that moment, as soon as they go out, and then someone asks a question, or even if there's a phone call, even if there's a phone call or the partner receives a call, the tonation of the partner changes. Simply because not everything that is happening at your home should be to also be sent out. You cannot send that emotional behavior of yours that you are not having good conversation with your wife, and before you realize your in-law is calling, and can you just pick the phone and say anything that you want to say to your in-law? No. You just talk to your in-law like nothing has happened.
So for you, you think that it's basically stress?
Basically, some of them are stress. Some of them too are, as the topic that we discussed earlier on last week or last 2 weeks. It's like it is based on how the person was raised up.
Okay.
He doesn't want to respect the partner in any angle, thinking that yes, the man think I'm the boss. The woman think that yes, I'm also the woman of the house, and I'll have to make sure that the right thing is being done. But if there's a phone in right now, you see all of them, the attitude change. It's not only the men or the women. It is something that the upbringing is also a factor.
Okay, so don't you think sometimes it's the person intentionally or knows that if I choose and marry this person, I can control this person much more than the other person. So as soon as the campaign season, like as you know, they get you and marry you, then their domineering behavior is put in full motion.
And that is power and control.
Yes.
They think that they have the power now. So.
Yeah, so they will control you like that.
Yeah, you see, everybody and his or her motive for going into marriage or choosing a partner. So just as you said, some choose partners that, for this way they meet me so. And you get, and then so at times because they want to feel superior over you, even in the presence of their friends, some even go to the extreme of even showing it, like exhibiting that character in them for their friends to know that hey, me them into money so control no more that kind of thing, just to to humiliate you or sometimes to make you feel less of a human or something, just because say why worry me I'm here bear man, I want to show that my bossy man in me. So some people sometimes do it deliberately. And I just as Nana said, some too are based on their upbringing. That is what they saw in the homes that they grew up from. That's how the father was talking to the mother. So they thought it was normal. Some wouldn't even know. So some even go to that extent. Sometimes you see that no, this person needs, it's beyond normal behavior. This person needs psychologists to be able to bring the person back on track. That no, this thing that you are doing is wrong. You're going the extreme. Why would you do something to make your partner feel less of a human? Who good anymore say na some even sometimes they forget themselves. They never for him but come good so no bandi machine no home so that everybody will see that yes, he is the man or
man in charge.
Yes, but it shouldn't. It's not the best thing to go.
Okay. So why we choose to hurt someone is layered in multiple emotional reasons. It may be because of emotional baggage, the desire to assert control, or independence, to test boundaries. I think sometimes they do that to see how far. Yes, they do that, and if the person is not like reasonable enough, they can also react in a way that doesn't help the relationship. Or sometimes we simply expect too much from the other person.
And this is one can also mistreat the partner when there are unresolved conflicts. It be another some little argument be na then actually you see there are people who sleep over issues. Opedo ya never be can sorry so and can sorry no. Nto no so still no bufunti a friend and we tamo. A business man we tamo. Like giving that cheeky answer and all that, but don't want to in the presence of your friends, you guys behave as if that there is nothing going on between the two of you. That is thinking of the how you want the public to see you to be a good person, because this one a minute Into hey, yeah, we en casa mpona sana nevin. Yekofia, I'll know how to talk to him, but outside one day there, we are the perfect couples. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Or yes, or I'm a good person. Hey, and you see, there are some people, the way they behave outside, when you complain about them, or when you be now complain, what you wukun, no, that be. You don't know, can come in, on your what you na. You see, all behind ma, or the from on purchase, then be no way, and the yabon push the audience. No way, they no, Charlie, Minjindi, eat one I can tell catch him. Say, be one of my catch a year nabody because we the motion on to them. And mom, oh no, that be. But you see, so some of our portray outside, but in the marriage, a different person altogether. But per se, the outside, he or she prefers the outsider seem to be an angel. And no be fear no about the devil and that's why be no fear. No, only new concept. So some people, even when you go to your in-laws, they'll still doubt you. Sometimes when there are issues like that, and you go to the in-law to complain that ma, and even work as some parents who complain that I dream them no what you because how she behaves towards them, it's different. And when it's happening, it becomes difficult for you to make a complaint about such a partner to your friends and all that. But also the outsiders should see him or her to be a good person. Then when they come to the house and then Masa feel the to try not to be
Okay, so in my little research before this show, it looks as though the fact that they are domineering, right, to the partner, they also tend to be the kind of people who, when the partner is down, it's like that's when they are happy.
Yeah, they're a bit like that.
Like yeah, I struggle to understand, but it's like their personality is like that. They can easily give all the support they have for somebody,
yes,
who they just even met just a short while ago. They will give you all that support, but let their spouse come, or even a relative come around, they wouldn't want to do such a thing for their relative. And you wonder, is it something that is psychological, or it's just their makeup
thing or something? You see, one thing too that I also realize is sometimes they see it as I'm with you, you don't leave me. Me no neti. Me and me we have decided to spend the rest of our lives together. But nipa no ba no betwe mako. So I have to do something to please that person, so that friendship can say will keep. Into a shame na me here mo bia sa nipa no ono ma ye bibia amanda probably obeba o menyu neti fi me hwe ebufuo man hwe ebufuo entumi nja mo ho nko ye na yeti. So sometimes familiarity also, when familiarity sets in, they tend to behave that way.
And then when you decide that you are tired of being at the receiving end, you also person. Dish it out small.
Become
to
a bad
them.
person.
That same behavior that they put up for years, that you give them just a glimpse of it, then they turn around and behave as though you are bringing down the world, or you are just being a nuisance to them all of a sudden.
And they can report you for people to believe that this is you,
because they have already been behaving in a certain way.
So what ton cry was say that mikun oye me say me oye day jiwedi maybe mpana umum na ye the saint no mum no ye the devil incarnate no, but they can easily switch character.
The whole issue is that what you have to realize is, in life you cannot let people know or see you to be of that you don't have or you're having issues.
Welcome,
you're having
Miss
issues.
B. Hello, Miss B. Miss B, can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Great. Nana is on the floor, so Nana, please go on.
Hello?
Yes, I said
Hello.
Nana is speaking, so
So it's like, you cannot make, because you have a problem with your wife. As soon as you see the third party, you let that problem that you are having with your wife escalate to the third party, which means that the outside world or the outside your marriage. So I think that most people do it in such a way that they are not letting people to know what's the problem they are facing at home.
Mm-hmm.
So the world will see that their marriage is perfect. And whenever they are making any communication to someone, like when you see them in town, when you see them at programs, you will think that this is the best couples ever we've ever met. There's one musician who sang, they said, I will call Kawasamachi Sofono. Na Sofono nya asama so aka che wana. Commission house kwohwe. The way we pager software pager so for mama hang kwem. But we are I will call Kawasamachi. On Sofono den so aka che wana. So such people will come out and pretend that they all are okay. There's nothing going on. In our marriage, everything is okay. I mean, the best couples ever. You can even honor them at programs. Oh, these people, they've been together for 25 years. They've been together for 30 years. That's how you see them outside world. In their homes, they may be the same thing that we are discussing. But when they come outside, they don't let anybody to even recognize that they have problems at home.
Meanwhile, they will be suffering.
Meanwhile, they'll be suffering. There's one, I forgot one. He said that he has been with the wife for the past 50 good years. All that because the reason why the relationship has lasted for all that years is because anything that the wife says, he says, okay, yes, madam, I've heard you. Not because he just wants to understand them or the wife is always right, but he just doesn't want any problem.
So peace. His peace is
So how is he enjoying, or has he enjoyed this journey for 50 years?
So that is what everything that the wife does. Yes,
No,
madam.
but
right.
then when it's happening, it's more like you kind of living a pretentious
Is it-
lifestyle. When someone but when someone does
these
something
people,
and you are not
these people,
okay,
if you see them
voice it
outside,
out.
when you see them outside their marriage, you think that all is well with them. And that is what makes some marriage also collapse, because people make references to them. Now when Henry na year what ba program asa ehun de we na wa sha terkor we na hwede wi wakasa hwede wi ye yi, but you don't know what is happening when they get home.
Anyway, hello, Miss B. Oh, I guess she's gone again. Okay, let's move on a bit, yeah.
She's back.
Miss B, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
You went to go and eat, didn't you? Okay, so
So my network is a bit shaky.
all right. Next time you have to leave at a good place. So, how do we treat someone? How do you treat someone who hurts you? In this case, we are speaking for the victim, right? How should this victim react in this situation, where your partner is domineering? Anytime you want to take a step forward, he's the very person to ensure that that step doesn't even come off at all. How do you also?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Please, I didn't hear what you said earlier.
Okay, so my question is this: how do you treat someone who hurts you? Right? This is just another question of what we are looking at. So we are looking at the position of the victim, the one who is suffering this behavior of his or her partner. How does she react? How does she treat the domineering one? Right? Still a terrible line, right?
So if I get you, are you trying say that. How do you cope with a domineering partner?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, basically that.
Basically, how do you cope with a domineering partner?
Something like that, yes.
Um, it's a tough one. Hmm. I mean, and because you want the marriage to work, sometimes you need to go along with whatever he or she is saying, but not all the time. Because there are times when you go contrary to his or her decision, it would bring about chaos at home. Hello.
Okay, I'm here. I'm here.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh no, it's this is not good.
Yeah. So all what I'm saying is that. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
So all what I'm saying is that sometimes you just need to
You
go
need
along with whatever
you
he
also
or she
have to
says, but
pretend
not
like him.
all the time. Pardon?
So you are advising this person to pretend that everything is all right.
But why did you say like
No. What I'm saying is that
Oh, I
sometimes,
just picked the gender. That's all.
sometimes,
no?
for the
Like
sake
the
of
person.
the marriage, sometimes.
Sometimes. Then there will be other times where you have to react.
Maybe I will pull that pull. You can't be cut like that.
Right? Please
Hello?
be, I'll call you. I'll call you on a regular line to see. All right?
Okay.
Sure. So Nana, like you were saying, yeah.
At times, in relationship, there are certain times that's why the other day I was saying that the best counselors are your parents, because people look at them to also or listen to advices from them.
It is over parents now or you the abusive type or your way role model.
Don't come in with that. Don't come in with that debate at all.
Oh no.
No,
You are
because
saying something, and maybe someone will
I
say.
said
Well.
that is why I was saying that if I say your parents, how many parents will tell their children if they are smokers, tell their children go and smoke? They will always tell you the negative part of smoking, but they are even smoking themselves. So if your parent is an abusive type, I will not tell you that when you go and beat your wife. It's one out of maybe thousands that
so
will do that.
Do as I say, not as I do. Is that what you're saying?
Perfect. You see, in relationship, in marriage, for example, people are suffering. When it comes to this matters, people are suffering because there are certain things that you need to cope, but you cannot, because of, someone will say because of the children, because of the marriage, I want the marriage to work. There are certain things that I can't stand, but I need to let people see that my marriage is working.
The person keeps disrespecting you, embarrassing you in public.
You get
doing all
because
that.
some people will just go to the extent that even to beat their wives and that kind of thing. But the woman will just pretend that all is well. You see bruises and everything on the lady's face. You just tell you, I fell down at the back.
Some women also beat men.
I am looking at things this way. That this advice that we tend to give people that I think it's high time we modernized it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let me come in with that phrase. When they made a statement, "Owarefu ninyanko," ukun yewubi biara, oyer yewubi biara.
Yes.
It's not like you don't have any friend. You do.
Yes.
But they just want to tell you that you cannot spend much time.
I get that.
With your friend, because some people when they get married, they think they've forgotten that they've gotten married. They will spend the whole time. Philo is my friend. Forgotten that now I'm married, I'm a man, I've gotten married to someone. And then day in and day out, I'm still, Philo, how are you? Hey, Charlie, maybe we normally go and hang out somewhere. they are telling you that now you are married, you don't have a friend, which means that not that because Philo will no longer be your friend, but you have to make sure that you limit the way you and like the way I was relating to Philo. I have to limit it.
Okay.
And
so
in a
let
way
me
too, you don't extend issues from the marriage to
your
friends.
because friends,
So,
All right.
yeah.
friends are people, they can advise you perfectly, good advice.
I
and wrong
like
advice.
I like your both of you, your perspectives on just what I said. This is the point I want to make. The way it is said to people before they get into relationship, it make it sound as though they everything they want in a human being, they can only find it in their partner. So even when this person is being abusive and has a cunning way of doing it, right, you are still stuck with this space, because even trying to do things that you like in the space that this person is becomes a challenge, because he is dominating in all those areas, or she is dominating in all those areas, to the extent that even songs you like, sometimes they will ensure that you no longer like them. Everything will be about them. Just because you were given this advice, which you've been following, that Owarufu Jinyanku. Meanwhile, if you give yourself the opportunity to sometimes roll out with your friends, get to a party by yourself, go out and also enjoy. No, because you are trying to take care of yourself by doing some things that are interesting to you. All this person probably likes is just watching TV. You would like to go out to go and watch a play. Maybe this person is not interested in that. But that going out to watch the play, it feeds your spirit. It makes you feel like you are alive. But this domineering behavior is taking that from you. Before you know it, like all your self-esteem is gone.
See, I know this friend. He will tell you that growing up, he wasn't exposed to like going out, going to the park, take like family day. So, as at now, as he is now, he doesn't take the family out. He doesn't know what is called outing. So I was telling him that if you were brought up that way, don't deny your kids the chance of being exposed to those things, so that they don't become more like strangers when they go out there. Get them. Oh no, and that's how my home has been. Everybody understands it that way. So now that's how we are all.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, you're a very boring person.
That's
I couldn't tell him that you're a selfish person. I would have said that, but that means being country. Yes, but he's selfish.
Yes.
The way he was brought up, son of Odiatiti, to be MP, the man like holiday, we take you to the mall to park to. There's nothing like that. He doesn't do that. He doesn't see why you have to go. Me, I didn't go. So my home, we all know that we don't go out. So
such a person is not interested.
Any occasion be a shame.
No, the thing is, at times, how you were brought up. I always say that when you get to a certain point in life, how you were brought up, you look at the negatives and the positives. Maybe you are not trained to, or you are not the outing type. My parents did not send me when normally during my time, for example, the only place that you see us going is Yeko Beach.
So they were taking you out?
No. Not that they were taking us out. Because my old boy and mom were in an OBN.
So
the one who was caring for us was somebody who doesn't like outing. So it's like a young Neko Beach, a banu go.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay.
Not that also going to the beach, because normally when you get to the beach you go and swim. The fear is if something happens to you, what is she going to talk or say to your parents? And see, that doesn't mean that as I've grown up and I realized that they were giving negative thought about going to the beach and that kind of thing. I normally send my kids once a while, my Sunday, to the beach. Okay, have about 2 hours or 2 hours swim. But I'll make sure that I'll be standing there monitoring them. But someone will say that because I was not brought up like that.
That is why I have a problem. You shouldn't say that, because probably even your time there was no money.
It is whoever, like Henry, for example. Let me use Henry for example. If Henry was brought up that outing type and then saying whatever he wants to say, Henry would just start doing that. Maybe Mrs. Osei was not brought up like that. So when Henry is saying that Mrs. Osei is not finding comfortable with that, you see that Mrs. Osei will be keeping quiet. So that one can also force Henry to realize that some of the words that I'm using that I think it is normal, I'm not going to use it.
Yeah.
Because if
the way she's not able to say Bontia.
You know, when Takrady, for example, most people, yesterday I was with my kids, we went to some place, and the way the woman, the woman was saying that, you know, excuse me to say that, and the way that Takrady saying that, one of them asked, that, what is the meaning of
I am blessed.
The question is, how do I explain? Because it's like the woman was aggressive, explaining something, and that was how. And I know that children can, but that words were words that we were using when we were kids. But when we grow up, we realize that no, it is not good to be using it when you are describing things like that. So it depends on the individual. At times you were brought up certain way, and then you realize that certain things, this thing, if I say it, I see that the facial expression of my partner doesn't look well. So you will not even use it.
Okay, let's hear on this one. Okay. Hello,
Henry and
hey,
Jim.
How are you?
Very well, yourself?
Awesome. I'm awesome. Yes, thank you for the surprise. Let's hear what you have. Listeners, you are listening to Mr. Innocent Asima. Yes, let's hear you.
Okay, Henry, this is a very it's a subject that has been mostly mismanaged and not treated well most of the times in the relationships. Sometimes most of the people begin to reflect or act towards their partners, some of them because of unresolved issues from their childhood and their family patterns. So people who have had very bad experiences at home or with their growing up tend to see some of those experiences as normal and tend to reflect the same on their spouses. So somebody, for instance, who when growing up saw the father maltreat the mother and the mother accepted it and didn't react or speak or do anything, sees that as normal, and that is how the home or the woman must always behave. So when he grows up, he expects the wife to also act the same way and behave just like what the mother did or what the mother endured. So he sees it as normal when he maltreats or abuse or speak worse things to the wife, because growing up he saw what the father did and it became like a norm to them. So when growing up, they have formed that character, and that is what they have come to accept as normal. Naturally, if people come from a home, men tend to see or expect their wives to behave like their mothers, because they see their mother as a hero in their home, and they want to reflect that. That is if they see positivity in their mom. The same applies to the women. If they see their father as maybe the most caring and loving type, they expect that that's how their husbands to be. But in reality, that doesn't work that way. So that is one thing that happens and causes these challenges in marriage. Another thing that happens is image and social reputation. When people go out in their community, they want to be seen as the best people because of their image. So, because he's working in a place, they are careful when they are going about their reputations back outside. But when they come home, it's a free for all thing. So they release everything in that respect, and that is what happens as well. Because when he's at work, he can't scream at his boss, he can't scream at his colleagues, he can't do anything. But once he's safe in his environment, he feels that is a place to release whatever he comes in. And that is also a challenge that needs to be managed very well. There was a case like that, somebody in a church, at church, he was seen as the best person in the church. He was the pastor, everybody loved him. When he comes to church, everybody's okay. But when he gets home, once they get to the house, everybody enters their room separately. The children don't come out until it's time to go to church. Then they go together again. But when they come to church, everybody sees them and they come in the same car. They all come together. They are smiling. But back home, it's a different story. And mostly, the children pick that up as norm because subconsciously that becomes part of their life. And when they grow, they exhibit the same thing as well. Power also becomes another issue. They try to power imbalances is also part of the challenge there. In our part of the world, everybody was like, I am the man. I am always the best. I must be the head. I must always be this. But saying you being the head, that doesn't mean that your wife has nothing in her head. It only means there must be a structure where somebody must lead. So you may be the president, your wife must be the vice president. Both of you must think together to help their family grow. But it becomes a struggle. The woman feels, well, maybe I must also have a say. The man says, no, you can't have a say. So they begin to control each other, they begin to monitor each other, and becomes frustrating. And that also becomes a challenge. Most people also don't have maturity when it comes to managing their emotions. So the slighted things, their emotional intelligence or managing their maturity for emotions are no longer there. They just break it out and it becomes a challenge. They have no patience, they don't have communication skills, and they don't have anything about self-control.
Okay, so why is it that at some point when the one at the receiving end just gives them a little dose of their own medicine, they are not capable of taking it at all?
It's very true. When they give you a little bit of what you have been giving out, so subconsciously they don't see it as wrong into what they are doing. But when you do that to them, they feel it more. So subconsciously they believe they must give and they must not receive. So once you give it to them, it pricks them really hard because they least expected you to have reacted or responded in that manner.
Okay.
And that becomes a challenge, and that is where it really hurts them the most. And once you are able to give them a little, before you realize, sometimes some people may call back in and try to assess and try to understand and begin to say that, no, then this is what I'm doing is wrong. I remember a pastor gave an example. The man will not do anything, will just came abusing the wife. And then the pastor advised the woman that, okay, this time, once he comes and abuse you, that day, tell everybody. At that time, their children they didn't have children. So said, okay, go out, tell him today I couldn't cook, I couldn't prepare anything because of this. He came home, why didn't you cook? I went to the hospital, I'm sick because of what happened. The next time he does another thing again, the woman would give him another alternative. At a point in time, he says, well, because of what you are doing, it's affecting me, I am not able to do anything. So now, the woman even took leave from work, but told the husband, I have been fired because I am not able to concentrate. Then the man came to himself and said, no. Does that mean what I've been doing has been causing you these issues and this? And he said, this is what you've done. When I go to work, I'm not able to concentrate. I type a lot of mistakes. I present the wrong reports, and they say I'm not competent, and I'm fired. This is the termination letter. It is your actions. Now the man first begins to see that his actions are rather causing problems for the whole family, and decides to say, okay, I want to find solution. Another challenge is most times when you go in there, let's try to find solutions before we attack. Because once you attack the person, his senses may come back. Then offer a little solution, guidance. Men always have egos. That is one. So once you prick their ego, it becomes a challenge.
I see. Very insightful indeed. Okay. Thank you, Apostle. I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you, Tim. Have a wonderful year. It's the new year here.
All right.
It's called the horse year. The
I
year
see.
of it.
So do you have horses in town?
If you want to see, you have some wonderful ones.
Okay. I hear you.
Thank you, Nana. Thank you, Phil.
All right. Take care. So, let's round up on this. How to be mentally strong when someone hurts you. How to be mentally strong when someone hurts you. If someone has hurt your feelings, it may help to dig into the roots of your pain by fully experiencing your emotions. So don't hide it, right? Sometimes when things happen and you can shout, please let out the shout. They are all part of the
Bringing it out.
yes. They are all part of the healing process. You can't.
That was why by then, when Miss B was like, you need to keep quiet and endure. For how long can you endure it? You can't endure such a behavior, such a person, for a longer time. Sometimes, baby, I know what pukakra.
Yeah.
For the person to know that no, I didn't know
Yes. Bring out.
you are feeling it.
Yes. Bring out the.
Do you get?
fighter
But if you
in you.
decide to be like that, emotionally to you are hurting yourself. What might be crack or through? Into my soon say, hey, the other yaman, Miss me Casamani, but it's just that it's because I respect you and I think I have tolerated you enough. Woman, oh yes, sometimes will be as I am matured. Oh yes, sensible, no more. Hey, my wife has never acted, or my husband has never acted this way before. No. Nti ono so best say no. Ada me and it means I'm going the extreme. And the Iwaka said not that I
Okay. Okay, you say something before we go to point 2. Yeah.
So this is a very interesting, subject, and even for me as a young individual, I observe a lot about, relationship, from my parents and even, colleagues of mine who are, ahead in terms of, getting married. But this is one thing that it's a candid opinion though. I feel like the African setting does not give room for people who want to spend the rest of their life together to really learn how to deal and tolerate.
Now, how doesn't it give room?
Well, it's like people get into relationships, like, for example, this is going to be for a lifetime.
Yes.
You pick a partner for a lifetime. For a person who is not really matured, that's quote unquote, do you get it? How do you determine if a person is matured?
You deduce that from their actions, inactions. Yeah.
That may
Everything.
not, that may not be enough, because then you said that somebody who may be hurting somebody knows how to really care of themselves in dealing with other people. So that may just be a skill set that they possess, but that in a nutshell, they may not be matured in understanding emotional intelligence and how others display their emotions, or how to even tolerate people.
Okay, so if I get you essentially you're saying we should incorporate more of this into this counseling thing
exactly.
we do.
Counseling time may be limited for something that is going to be for a lifetime.
Yes.
And people go for counseling and they still get married, and then
yes,
a year.
So if certain topics are brushed off, they should be something like this should be one of those central issues they
Exactly.
need to deal with
Exactly.
a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If not, it will
will
always
come
be. Yes, it would always be
come
the
up.
same way.
It will come
You
up.
get what I mean?
No, but one thing we should also know, even if you go for the counseling and they tell you about all these things, for how long will you be able to tolerate it? Some people, if they can't contain it, that is where they decide, no, Charlie,
This
I have tried, it's not working, so
this is what I'm saying though. I mean, wrong parent.
That's also there.
Yeah, wrong parent. Sometimes the African setting that I made a comment. The African setting force people to be with him because of this or that or that or that. They don't
But
really allow.
that seems to be changing.
Oh, now that narrative is normal. Now you go and
Seems-
choose your
so-
own path.
so you
that
see-
seems to be changing.
In that space of that narrative, you may not find this situation because people choose who they can really tolerate and understand. Even with what's
And
happening.
then the flip is that some of those also choose people they can dominate. And
They can humiliate,
and
bully,
yes,
bully
bully
you,
every
like
now and
all,
Okay.
Yeah.
all
So-
language, show
so
superiority
in
over
that
you and all
case-
that.
So in this case, if love is not leading,
Then that's what I'm saying. That then you cannot term
then
that
you will
as
have
a
all-
relationship, because then it means that the person is only just choosing a victim. This is you should find a different word.
Oh
for that.
yeah, and some partners are victims,
So then I mean maybe we should
and
find a
some
different.
have been so. Somebody told me about somebody's who's been in this for 25 years. Right.
So
now-
now the
so-
woman is fed up.
So
was
that's
seven.
what I said.
So let
even
me
if you
find out.
tolerate-
Is this really love though?
This can't be.
Exactly the
It
point.
doesn't
This-
fit the
exact-
description.
the description.
Of it.
So
But-
with what we're
but-
discussing here, if it has something to do with real love and people really staying together as husband and wives, then I think that we can look at how best we can address some of the issues that are raising some of these concerns with
All right. I have two more points about this. So, to cope with hurt feelings, it can also help to practice self-care. Self-care, please.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying though, Mr. Henry.
Let me finish. Set boundaries and offer forgiveness. All right, let me hear.
Do you think somebody that really loves you would want to hurt you?
That is what I was. If you love someone, you can't hurt.
Exactly the
them.
Yes.
point. So
Because
so
You feel.
So
if
that-
you love me, it means you feel my pain.
exactly
Yes.
the point.
If I'm down, you are down. That is like that's how you see things. So why would you hurt me?
Then
Yes.
my question becomes, why did you marry this person?
That's the point I'm
just
trying to raise.
feed your ego?
Or you
No,
think
that's
everyone is
not.
getting married, so you also want to get married?
Yes. Or because you realize that you can dominate this person. So
But would you then term that as love then?
looking in from outside, I wouldn't.
Exactly the point.
But for those people within it, or for that person who is exerting this behavior
That
on the
person
victim,
might think
he thinks it is love.
it's love. Yeah. So that is
Really?
where sometimes
Yes.
a psychologist has to come in.
He thinks
Exactly.
it is because
one important thing.
that is what he has seen growing up. That is what he has in him.
So such a person, it takes a psychologist to psych the person up. That
So
emotional abuse is not the
yes,
best
so that would be
thing.
the last point. That sometimes I know in Ghana here we don't really
And
regard
psychologists, yeah, of course.
therapy.
That's the point I'm trying to raise.
Too much.
There's a lot needs to be done about these things.
Yes.
Then it will help save this situation.
Nana will always say that he will prefers that people go for therapy instead of counseling.
For I may not really I may not really have this. I may not really have this really put together, but I want to ask a question. It's like, in the African side, they go like, oh, a person of this character should be with a person of this character. Do you get it?
Oh like if you are hot
fire, you have to be,
hot-headed,
you have
your
to be
partner
with the
should be sober.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. Like,
To balance the equation. So when he's that you calm the
do you
person, he
think-
also down.
Mm-hmm.
The person.
Today you're putting me
motivates
on the spot. Do I
Yeah.
think what? That would be your last question.
fire and water can really for example, if we're just going to, you know, put it in that perspective, let's say a person who is fire and that.
But you know there are people, there are like Friday ones are they are water.
I know they
when
come.
we go to that,
I know they come.
and then Sunday, like
my
Sundays
parents
are
like
fire.
that.
Okay.
So water and then fire. You should. Sorry,
I'm thinking
air and
maybe
fire.
that may be an you know.
Because you see, and
Friday
I
ones are
have
air.
seen, I have
It's
seen
like
that
people, they
this
pay.
pillow. I have seen the advantage and disadvantages growing up till now, because in situations where my dad, who is quiet, is the one to deal with, it takes a while. But when as soon as she steps in, you know this is getting resolved in the next 10 minutes.
But you see, this is what I'm saying though.
Okay.
Fire, don't you think fire and fire will be a perfect match? Because then
I
both have the same.
don't think so.
You don't think so?
See, the fact that it is fire and water doesn't mean that water doesn't have its own force in him.
Yeah, but this is the point. That's what I'm saying.
Do you understand?
Could it be a wrong narrative in the sense that even though fire do calm down, right?
Look, it could be that
But by
fire
fire and fire, too,
they
can
can, yes.
That's
that
what I'm
one.
saying. That could be a wrong
So,
narrative.
It depends on essentially.
The whole thing, you can balance the whole
Yes,
thing.
it-
It,
it-
depends
I'm
on
not
the
saying that you
individual.
can't balance it completely.
You could be of the same character.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't
Right.
balance that completely. But for example, you know, the reference you made with the person who likes to go out compared to a person who doesn't like going out, that
Mhm.
would be a mismatch. Do you imagine if the person who likes to go out is matched with a person they
From
will have a perfect relationship?
no, what will happen
No,
is
sometimes
if,
when you go out,
you
you
see,
spend much. So that person
sometimes
will
you
help save.
you meet a person who doesn't like going out, but knows where she wants to go out to, but
Maybe I know.
doesn't really go out and out like that. So if such a person finds the person who is able to take them to places that they like, they will eventually appreciate going out. So if you make room to get to know each other and to get to learn from each other, your fire will accommodate a bit of water, his water will
You're
accommodate a bit
definitely
of
right about it, and that's
fire.
where maturity comes in. Like I said,
Yes,
a
so
person
you have
can
to-
learn, right?
Yes,
They can definitely learn.
listen. You have
But you
to
are
be
two individuals coming
yes,
from
you have to be
different things,
determined
so
to
you
learn.
to tolerate each
Marriage is like a school for life. As soon as you are unwilling to learn or unlearn something you know and relearn something new, you are literally collapsing what you have as your foundation.
Okay.
Because you are going to learn from this person every single day. They were mature, they were grown because before you met them. Even your siblings who you grew up with as kids, when you grow
Yeah,
up, you are not the
different
same. You have
characters,
different
yes.
characters.
They are
How much more
thinking,
somebody
faculty,
whose character is
definition.
already developed and you get to meet them and now you are going to grow with them. There is so much to learn, unlearn, relearn, and sometimes just not learn at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's so much to this. It's not a one how did they put that expression, crap? It's not one size fits all. It's not that. When you see, so my basic rule is find somebody that you are friends with.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
But before you build relationships,
Yes, there should be friendship.
So
Although for you young people now you are letting sex lead you so much,
not at all.
right?
It's not always the case.
It is.
That's what I'm saying. The maturity
It is.
comes in when you understand. It's like you cannot rush into things. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
You can't rush into things. So obviously there will be people who may not.
You are dragging us out of our time. So this is the last time I will let you come in late ever again.
All right.
The next time you want to join, you must be here from the beginning.
Sure.
You understand?
Sure.
Okay. I think this will be it on topic time.
HKO Live. Talk. Resolve. Results.